Depending on whether you work for a public entity or a private entity, your rights, if you are being faced with some accusation of wrongdoing or misconduct, differ. Typically in the public setting, in a municipal setting where you work, for example, for a town, village, a city, a county, governmental entity, a school district, for example, those types of situations often require you to be served with a notice of hearing, a notice of charges, which sets forth specific instances of misconduct or incompetence on your part. And the charges usually need to be pretty specific. If they're not, there are certain things that your attorney can do to ask for more particulars, and those particulars will hopefully spell out for you a little bit better about what it is the employer is accusing you of. Following that notice of charges, you then have the right to answer the charges, and you also have a right to a hearing. And you can determine whether you want to demand a public hearing, or oftentimes these things will be kept confidential or private. And going forward to a hearing, you have the right to representation at that hearing of an attorney of your choice. And you also have the right to call witnesses on your behalf, to cross-examine witnesses that are called for the employer, to present evidence, and to try to rebut any accusations that are being made against you. Some employees feel that they are able to do this on their own, and that they feel confident in their position that they're going to be able to clearly show that the accusations are false. However, I will caution that typically in these situations, hearing officers do follow certain rules of evidence, and those rules that they follow oftentimes leave employees in situations where they're really unable to present the evidence that they think needs to come across. And that's very important for employees to understand, because you can't undo what you've already done in terms of the hearing. You may be able to get an adjournment and try to hire an attorney at that point, but it's often too late in the day. So you really want to have adequate representation that you're comfortable with, representation that you trust going forward from the beginning, so that a strategy can be put in place and that strategy can be followed from the beginning through the finish.